You want me to start talking? Is that it?
Yep. Just act like I'm not here.
Happy Friday the 13th from Conde Systems. Very scary, isn't it? Could it be our one and only Jeff Butler?
Happy Friday the 13th.
Let's see what you got here. This is
You know I'm going to MacGyver something together on a Friday.
color light film mask, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And check it out. Not a bad idea. Halloween's coming up. The image turned out perfect. X-Acto knife for the eyes, cut it out, and it's completely sublimated. We've got a eyeglass retainer. Punched a couple holes. Just having some fun on a Friday, the 13th.
Awesome. Let us know. Give us a thumbs up if the audio is good. Hopefully we're cooking with gas down here. I want to welcome everybody out there in our Conde land. We always appreciate your help so much. I think we have a hodgepodge of all sorts of things. Meredith, things going well behind the camera?
All is well.
Good deal, good deal. So first, let's talk a little bit about events. We have a webinar coming up, I believe, next Friday with Craig Merton. And do we know what the topic will be?
It's on our website.
Okay, Meredith is saying it's posted on the website, but it's always good. Always a way to sharpen your Corel skills. For those that are starting out, we now have turned into a series of great videos that really, I think, cover some of the basics. Also, we have, if you'll make a request to your Conde sales representative, we do have some private YouTube videos of Roger Wambach from Corel's courses. He taught some courses for us. And he asked us to keep those private, but they are available upon request. His videos, I think, are extremely long. I think it's 7 or 8 hours worth of Corel training. So Corel, as you know, is our Swiss Army knife. And I know a lot of folks out there use Adobe products, and I love Adobe products. And there's actually a fairly large group of you out there that use Creative Studio. I have really fallen in love with Creative Studio as a great way to get started with sublimation, or if you've got an employee that doesn't understand any of this software, you can put it in their hands. I just hung up the phone from a client that was asking a bunch of questions before they got into sublimation about what software should they use, and I always ask the same thing I did. Do you own any software? Do you know how to use any software? And by that I meant graphic software. And if you don't, then Creative Studio is a great place to start. Microphone's bothering me a little bit. Want to cover one thing with you. One of the requests that we have had in tech support for years and years and years is helping folks identify an appropriate red. Red, I think, is one of those colors that the human eye is very sensitive to, whether it be a Coke red, a fire engine red, you name it, and the Ferrari red kind of stuff. And so what we're doing like right now is we're going to provide a red palette and a red swatch chart for you to be able to print. This will be a PDF, and you can open this red PDF in pretty much anything that opens a PDF. If you open it in a vector program, it'll be vector colors. If you open a raster program, it's obviously going to be raster. It will convert it. So what I want to do is show you the chart, and I have printed the chart on a couple of substrates. It is relatively small, but I think it gets the job done. It is hard to see on camera, but hey, let's give it a try.
Red is a tough color, whether you're doing paint,
anything, especially paint, auto paint, painting a wall. Red is a tough color, so this is going to be a big help.
So this will be a PDF that we will give you instructions on the web about how you get it.
David, is
Yes.
there any way to turn up our volume or move your microphone down a little? People are saying it's hard to hear you.
Yeah, it's probably me. Let me see here if I've even turned my mic on.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of schools out there that have a specific red, so this is going to allow you to match that color. When your customer comes in and says, hey, I need this is the school red, you can go to your red chart, and you're going to nail it. And that's what's going to separate you from the other guys that don't have this ability
Sure.
to match that specific red color. That's a
Yeah,
great
let me know if
chart.
that's better. So at any rate, the point is that I was doing this morning. I printed on a bunch of, different fabrics, and even though this is going to be impossible to do on camera, this is, a little piece of red ribbon from our beautiful, it looks like one of our Portland ornaments. And, you can run the red ribbon across here and look for the one that's the closest match. And I would say that, there's some colors on here that look relatively close to it. I need to spend a little bit more time with it. But the point is that by printing a color chart, you know what the colors are going to look like, essentially before you put them in your artwork. And I think that's really the key to matching color, is to print a color chart. And so all we've done is, with the help of my good friend Roger Wambach at Corel, I have exported their red palette that Roger and I talked about over the years. So this we generated from Corel. It is Corel's, it's RGB colors, and they certainly look a very big step towards helping you with the reds. Probably not a complete step, we're not over with, but certainly there. So this chart will come in a PDF, and you'll be able to open it in, of course, any program that opens PDF. So I think, still not working quite right, Meredith?
This box is off. Does it need to be on?
It's just a battery.
People say they're still having a hard time hearing.
All right, so Jeff, why don't you start talking, and I'll look at situation with my
All
mic.
right, so as you can see out here, we've got our linen line. This stuff is hot. I believe it landed today, should be, and there's something for everybody out here. I believe there's 9 total part numbers. We've got a shopping bag. This one is 16 by 14 and a half.
The big one is the shopping.
Is it? All right, that's a tote. All right, so shopping bag, large one, and I think we got a farmer's market kind of thing, which that falls right into that rustic decor kind of thing that's so hot right now, organic looking. Got the shopping bag, the tote bag. Tote is 16 by 14 and a half. The shopping bag is actually 15 by 15. Then we've got the apron, which y'all may have seen me wear last week, and just an awesome thing. It's got the pocket in the front. Pillow sham right here, and that is 15 and 3/4 by 15 3/4. Got the Christmas stocking hanging right here. Speaking of, it's time to start getting those things ordered because Christmas is coming. We've got a small coaster right here, and these are printable both sides. So
I love this.
yeah, that's really
this is
cool.
so classy. Really looks good on the table. And it has a good feel to it. Just, handmade. The folks on Etsy or whatever, they love bringing to market and selling products that are, you say handmade. Sublimation is handmade, and this just has that high value feel to it. And look.
Yeah, things like this would be a great accessory if you're selling handmade soaps, bath bombs, that kind of thing. This kind of stuff works right into it. So we've got a placemat, large one, small one, man, that'd be great for kids. Small one is 8 by 11. Large one is 12 by 15. And we got a backpack, drawstring backpack. You know, these are hot with the kids too. It's got the rope. Isn't that cool? That's just neat. And speaking of, let's make one of these. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. By the way, you know, obviously Jeff is not Sprite, are you?
No, I'm not.
And so different dimension, you know, kind of stuff. Sprite is teaching at a conference for a franchise group on Corel and sublimation. And so she'll be back with us momentarily. Jeff adds a completely new dimension, having his own antique and gift shop. He's a wealth of knowledge, and so folks remember that we do teach on the road. The next time we'll be teaching
Long Beach.
Long Beach, California. I think right.
It's on the paper in front of you.
August. Meredith has reminded me, it's just simply in front of me. But at August 2nd through 4th. All right, let's press something.
Yep, yeah, and if you're anywhere in the area, you got to make plans to be there. Long Beach is a big show. Everybody's there. Everybody's bringing their A game. They've got their best people, their best equipment, best everything. I mean, that's
Jeff,
so.
what about the blend of the material? They're asking, is it really linen? 95?
It's 95% polyester, 5% cotton. It's got a great hand to it, though, a great feel. I mean, it's the stuff, man. It's what everybody's looking for. It's got that feel, and it images amazing. I mean, look, you can see these colors. Maybe we'll transfer this one, and I'll bring it over.
It's a tannish, beige kind of color, natural kind of color. I mean, you know, technically, most people would say linen is historically cotton, and that would be a true statement. So this is a, we'll call it a synthetic version of you know, what linen sort of feels and looks like. So as you may know, now that we sell many of them, they're from a feel, from a look point of view, they're very difficult to distinguish from cotton. They just feel like a nice grade.
They do.
Of cotton.
And one of the bonuses is, you know, you have a placemat, you're going to get food on it, kids are going to spill stuff on it. Throw it in the washing machine, take it out. It's not going to shrink. It's not going to get all crazy like 100% cotton would. It's going to hold its shape much better. So
And it sublimates beautifully.
Yes.
You can judge the quality of sublimation by looking at the blacks. If you're getting those deep, rich blacks, things are really good.
So very simple. We're going to do, I got my press hot at 400 degrees. I'm going to do a little light lint roll.
And what is the size of this one, do you know?
This one is the 12 by 15 and 3/4.
Okay, so everybody knows what that means. You're going to be using, if you have a Rico or Sawgrass, you're going to be using your bypass tray, either 13 by 19 or 13 by 21. I would recommend 13 by 21, and as Jeff puts it in the press, here is sort of my logic is.
Little pro spray, just hold it on there.
Yeah. I would, you know, over a trash can or build you a spray box. What I would do, and again, I didn't, you know, tell Jeff to do anything here, but I would always print my company's website, reorder kind of information on the very bottom of the transfer and fold over, and then you can sublimate just slightly on the back side where it would be barely, you know, noticeable. You know, make it so it's
Like a little small, almost like a trademark kind of
Right.
piece right there. Hey, Dave's Sublimation Shop.
right. And then I'm not positive if you can do it in one heat pressing, but assuming you can, then you're good. If not, you pop it over and just press that section just for a short time.
So I've got my image affixed to my piece. I'm going to go in. I'm going to do it with the piece up, image face down. Lay it on my press. I'm at medium pressure, 400 degrees. Protected paper, and I'm going to roll this for, what, a minute? So
So most fabrics are in that sweet spot of about 45 seconds to probably maximum of a minute 15. And it really comes down to your press, is how much heat is outputting. Fabric doesn't need a lot of heat because it's fabric. But certainly you really want to do a test with, anytime you bring on new substrate, you want to do my black test to make sure, hey, we're getting a good black because that's the last color to sublimate.
There's a
This one
That's
has a good black on there.
Yep.
And you can just tell by looking at it that we're doing a good job with the black. If you're not getting good black, then could be a time issue, or it could be a settings issue. So we have a calibrate image that has a grayscale on it that we want to see we want to see grays that are gray.
So here's my transfer. You can see it released a bunch of ink. That was good. I can see all the way around my edge. I know I got full coverage, good release, and I got a good piece.
Wow, let's
That easy.
take it up to camera here. Feels good. I love the way this material just feels. So quite nice. Quite nice, yeah. Really good job. Good job with it.
All right.
Questions about the linen so far?
Just the color we talked about and the blend.
Yeah.
So shifting gears to our show. So we talked about Long Beach. We talked about Sprite. And then what else do we have coming up? We've got the IPIC.
Yeah, so
You're getting ready to go to Vegas.
I'm going to Vegas tomorrow to teach at a photo conference.
You're going to win us some money, or?
And I'll put a quarter in there. I'm not a big gambler. My wife will throw a $20 bill in there, I'm sure. Lady luck kind of stuff. Trying to think of other great topics to cover.
Well, we got definitely want to touch on the markers. So you guys have seen the markers. Hopefully you've gotten the set of markers in your hand because they're just fantastic. So we've got approval for ages 9 and up. So that covers your second, third grade and up. So that's a big step. Those things are hot. We're gonna have our coloring booth set up in Long Beach. So we'll have a separate with coloring station with pieces that they can color. You guys can come out and color with us, and then take them over to the big booth and have them pressed onto acrylic. Do some natural wood, some FRP, things like that. So that's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of calls during the day and love to talk to folks. And I've received a number of calls talking about people who now have had the markers, say, for a month or so, and what they're planning. And it's just amazing. Talked to one lady that said she was she had done in home parties with various products, and she was going to start doing a sublimation marker party. So she was going to invite folks to it. She was going to carry. She's got a little small press. I think it's a JP14, the George Knight, somewhat portable, meaning it in the door. But she was just going to set up. They were going to color, and she was, the Christmas in July kind of thing, or as we move in the Christmas season, she was going to bring some pre-printed templates. Let kids, let adults, teenagers color, you name it, monograms, designs, all sorts of things. And she believes it's going to be very successful.
What a great idea, just imagine getting everybody together and a couple bottles of wine and some markers and some sublimation. And
the wine for the adults, could be. I went to, my wife asked me to go to wine tasting little party at a little store, and you had all these people around there, and I'm just wondering, what could you get those people engaged in? Could you get them, for instance, to make something like this through the markers? I think you could, is the bottom line. So just sort of look where people are spending money, and that probably is a good place to focus on. So look
Right.
forward to your stories.
Yeah, now, speaking of that, so, looking, you need to make sure that you've got people looking at your Facebook and your Instagram and your Pinterest. Your social media is extraordinary in this business. Items would be fantastic for an Instagram post, a Pinterest post, Facebook, and you could easily do just some nice home decor. It doesn't have to be personalized. You can save the personalization for your orders once you get them in the door. You offer some kind of decor like this, take a nice picture of it, offer it up as a $12, $15 buy it now kind of thing on Instagram, share that to Facebook, get the word spread that, hey, that's pretty cool, that's a cool design. You might sell 5, 10, 15 of them, and in the meantime, you got 5, 10, 15 people that you can say, they're going to ask you, they're going to say, hey, can I put my pictures on there? And you're going to explain to them, yes, you can. And so it's super important. Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, all three. They're free. It's just a little bit of effort. Take a picture with your phone, put it in a nice little background, add some little props to it, and it's a no-brainer, and it's something everybody should be doing. You should be trying to build more of a following, get more followers on Instagram. It's easy. Just follow other people in your region, other people with interest. They're going to follow you back. Just keep going, growing. And before long, you'll have 10, 15 a day new followers that you're able to show what you do, and it's going to bring business in the door.
That's a good point. I had another lady call, and we were talking about just great ideas that were working for her, and she mentioned that that she noticed in her Facebook community, it was sort of a local community, that people were always talking about things that maybe happened in the past, or in other words, vintage kind of artworks, from menus to pictures of buildings that aren't there anymore, and so she started her business of just publishing those pictures on products and selling them, and it seems to indicate she's doing well there. These are products that, in her case, definitely had no remaining copyright to them. They were just local kind of vintage artwork that if you took into any store in the city, probably people would be interested in buying it. She happened to be selling it online. So I think there's just a great opportunity for personalized product, but there's also a great opportunity for that short run product that is same thing.
Yeah, you can certainly check your local university archives and different things like that to find free use photographs, and again, it's going to get them in the door. Everybody think that's a cool thing to see your city, buildings that aren't there, like you said, anymore. The vintage thing is huge, so that's going to those are items that you can post during the day, and you may go to the pool and not do any work, but you've got some items floating around out there that they're able to look at, they're liking, they're sharing, they're ordering. And so if you're on Facebook, I'm hoping you're set to a business account in Facebook. Instagram, same thing, set to a business account. It's in your settings. It doesn't really change anything, but it gives you options for analytics where you can look and see, okay, what's the most.
So did Instagram recently change the amount of how long a video will be?
Yes, if there's been big changes. Instagram is going after YouTube big time. Instagram's owned by Facebook. Google owns YouTube. Well, Instagram, Facebook. Instagram is going hard after YouTube. So now I believe it's if you have 10,000 followers or more, you get an hour on video. It's called Instagram video, I believe.
So could they post our unbranded videos?
Yes. And you get 10 minutes if you've got less than 10,000 followers. So that's all the rest of us out here. We've got the opportunity to post 10-minute videos. Those show up in your on your Instagram account as little icons underneath your on your home page of your Instagram.
So we have a collection of unbranded videos, and you could put them on there, and basically you're just showing people some of the great products that they can purchase, and you might consider that. Again, my son runs a business essentially based on Instagram, and he's starting to add sublimation products to his business, and he
is doing very well.
He's doing very well, and it's interesting that I'm not super knowledgeable about this stuff. I learned from people like Jeff, but it's interesting that Instagram is easier to target who you're going after.
Hashtags, people, you have the ability to follow hashtags. So if you have an interest, Tesla, I like Tesla, so I have an Instagram account, and say you would follow those hashtags, Tesla car, Tesla racing, different things of that nature. Elon Musk, you can follow those hashtags, and those posts will show up in your feed. Well, same with this. You could follow. You could create your own hashtags and guide your customers to that specific hashtag that you set. It's very easy. It's where we're going. Whether
and then another dimension is Pinterest,
right,
with what you can do there.
Yep, absolutely. You need to be engaged in all three, because that's what people are looking at.
And it's not a lot of work, really.
It's not.
So for instance, I tell everybody, when you make a product for someone, take a picture of it, and you can post that on your Instagram account. And I still, in my class, I have one of Jeff's old Instagram pages. How old is that page?
10 years probably.
And so it was his
7, 8.
flea market page when he produced products at the flea market, most of which were for ladies, were the chevrons and monograms, that kind of thing. But you saw the excitement on the face of the person receiving the product. Jeff did license plates and phone covers. So
and that's a great point, is that it's cool to put products up there all the time, but they want to see, when you start to put faces, that brings a deeper connection with your audience, and they see that, oh, there's real people buying these products that you're making, and they're really happy when they get them, and that it builds that rapport with your audience.
And for instance, the strategy might be that you sell somebody a product, and you say, look, if you'll take a picture of it with the product in use, on the table or whatever, you give them a discount on their next order. So you're really fueling your momentum. You're getting the client involved with going viral is what you're doing. So
and your customers can do this right from their phones. We do a lot of our social media for the store laying around on the couch, watch TV and just, doing the hashtag thing, getting messages from customers saying, hey, look where we put this piece. It's too easy for you not to be doing it. It really is.
So bottom line is, take pictures of the products you're producing, motivate your client to take pictures, and then make sure somewhere on the product, if at all possible, is your referral information, your reorder information, because often these products will end up in somebody else's hands, and they'll say, wow, I love this, I wonder where it came from. And so if your information is on there, then that's great. If you're doing wholesale fulfillment, like my favorite would be through pet groomers, you're going to want to put the pet groomers information on there. So that people can come back to them. But you could work with the pet groomer itself and explain the situation. But partnerships are really good, but also making sure that you're plugged into what your clients want, what is popular out there. I know in Jeff's store, he showed me a number of pictures. I need to actually visit it one of these days. It's over the bay from Mobile, but you have what I would call, what do you call it? Art? Or-
Yes, local art, just different. We different sells, and we like to sell stuff.
It's almost like, maybe, to me it reminds me of a 60s kind of
Right,
art, a little
lot of
bit.
retro.
Retro, there's the word I was looking for. And people will come in and just, without thinking, they'll buy it because it's low enough cost where it's just not going to be, a concern. What else?
Margaret Schroeder. You recognize that name?
Sounds a little familiar.
Well, you won our review contest.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So-
Congratulations, Margaret.
Yes.
Hope you're out there listening,
Margaret
watching.
Schroeder, yep.
I think of Schroeder's cat, which is
Right.
the great quantum physics
If you know
guy.
Margaret, send her a message and tell her she won big. What is she? Is $25 credit?
I think
$25
so.
credit.
Yeah.
Yep. That'll get you some new
So,
linen products to test out.
we very much value what we're doing as a community, so we want your participation. One is make friends with your Conde rep. They can be of great help to you. Number two is post our client gallery, post reviews on products to help people. The reviews could be such, what kind of artwork you found was good for this product, or what was the selling price that ultimately you arrived at, provided the highest value to it. So
That's what we look for when we're picking winners is those things exactly. What why I like it, what I put on it, what I sold it for, how many more orders I got for it, things of that nature, things that are going to help everybody. Just like you said, the community effort, crowdsourcing to be successful.
really gets it. So we're gonna give something away here as far as
We just did.
as far as coaster. So I think Meredith wants to help everybody see the linen
Let's do it.
up close and personal,
Up
right?
close and personal. Let's do it.
And our linen shipment, I think, is being inspected right now by us, and so I think it'll probably be shipping maybe on Tuesday. And so everybody with a qualifying order of $100 gets a free one. And what is the part number for this critter?
It's written on the
That one is
7-4.
744. No,
Say the whole
74.
part number.
It is JDW 747.
JD is in David, W 747.
747. So $100, free coaster.
Gotcha.
Printable both sides.
Yeah, it's a two-sided product, so that's really cool.
Jeff, we have a question from Misty, who's asked if you're able to share the art piece you put in your store that you talked about at MBM Cleveland. She has the potential to partner with the hotel industry.
I think she's talking about the mural, the big mural, and yes, I'll jump in this thread under this live post, and I will post a picture of it. It's really cool. We get tons of it's our window display, the background to our window display, and I will post a picture of it.
And that's a hanging paneled mural, right?
It is.
And years ago, we did have, some pieces that were really designed only for this, and those are not with us anymore.
I
And
made
so
my own.
that's where Jeff got the idea of basically this hanging mural. And I would tell you, if you found the right person, no matter what retail location, whatever you had, whether it's not even retail, it could be just purely anything that simply wants to get people's attention.
Yeah, everybody that walks in the door asks about it, and when I tell them I do something for you custom, there's a whole nother conversation that runs through the entire visit.
And something that is of an architectural nature, could be high-end home, something like that. That can sell for really big bucks. Huge markups because you have a very high value equation, thousands of dollars, for instance. So there's just lots of products that, with the right artwork presented the right way, equate to thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, hotel. What was her name? I'm sorry.
Misty.
Misty. Yeah, a hotel. That's a no-brainer. I don't even know that I thought about that, but behind the check-in counter, I mean that's a no-brainer. You're gonna sell that. Let me get that picture up, and if you have any questions, post them, and I'll answer them as best I can. It's very, very simple to make.
Yeah, it's just 12 by 12 pieces of
Yeah, you could do any size.
white
if they need
metal,
something smaller,
and you've hooked
Punched
them
the
together,
corners.
punched them, and hooked them together.
hook them together. And
So
hung
we'll
it.
get a picture. So I know it's frustrating for us to talk about something you can't see. Apologize for that, but we do have the pictures, and they're in our class presentation. But we'll get them on the web.
So I guess, last but not least, Christmas in July. We're halfway through July, be Friday the 13th. So here's some ideas. We got the new stocking. I would definitely recommend picking up a couple of those when they start shipping. Test it out. It's going to be the biggest seller out of all your stockings. We've got a full line. This is going to be the one. We've got specials going on. We got freebies going on. Call your account manager to let them run you through the whole gamut of specials we have. We got a flyer. They can send you a PDF of the flyer with all the special items. Christmas themed art packs coming. I believe we've already got some of those up, so that's help make
Before I
it easy.
forget, yesterday webinar with Jimmy Lamb, and we had a lot of fun with a Christmas in July kind of theme. And the point was that there are enough opportunities. You got to plan ahead. So one of the things that I suggest, for instance, on Christmas ornaments is maybe touch base with your Conde rep and get a sampling of Christmas ornaments, because there are so many, and you can look at them from our acrylic, glass, the unisub metal kind of things. But just get familiar with them, because there's a little bit of a spectrum as far as cost and value. But as far as thinking about how you really can take advantage of the Christmas season, and one of the things that I always love to talk about is plant seeds with organizations regarding fundraisers. Fundraising is one of my favorite uses for sublimation, because it's high quality products. And just think about producing a fundraising. Also, just Christmas decor. Some time ago, we focused a webinar on selling into bed and breakfast kind of situations, and there's a gazillion of them out there now. And you think about each one of them probably needs a handful of products or whatever focused on the Christmas season. Could be something for the door, could be a garden stake out front.
Not only that, go approach the bed and breakfast, and if they don't have some kind of little gift shop going on in the bed and breakfast,
They should.
They absolutely should, because that intimacy that's involved in a bed and breakfast, that's a special thing, and they need to be sending them home, that guest home, with something that they can throw in their suitcase and their purse. Little small gift items on the counter. Doesn't have to take up a bunch of room. Doesn't have to be real hard sell, overpowering kind of thing. But little mementos from the bed and breakfast is a no-brainer.
And that's so valuable. It's a tremendous win-win, because that bed and breakfast wants to get its word out to promote its little hotel, and so great opportunity. And you could even potentially tie in some other, maybe a historic photograph of the area around the bed and breakfast, but something that is of a local content there to offer at the bed and breakfast. And so, you know, great opportunity, and I think people love it. I mean, you could even make them a
Well, the placemats
Bed and
would be right at
breakfast,
home at a bed and breakfast
placemat,
on the table, wouldn't it?
towel, little towel, something like that. So you really have some great opportunities around you in what we would refer to as B2B kind of sales.
Somebody asked a question about a video regarding the acrylic ornaments. Do we have one on YouTube?
I'm pretty sure we do. Pretty sure we have an acrylic.
The question was about acrylic ornaments, and I think we've got a video. We may not have a video that is the unbranded version of the acrylic ornaments.
We'll put that on the list because that's something that needs to be done pretty quick.
But the acrylic line itself, the Color Light acrylic, we manufacture it ourselves here in the United States, and we can cut it into pretty much anything you want. We now have everything from coasters, car coaster, bag tags,
Keychains.
ornaments, keychains. You know, so quite a few things as
Send
well
those
as
ideas.
the acrylic panels. I showed a client the other day where we had a dinner at a restaurant, and we made acrylic menus. So it was a self-standing curved piece of acrylic with the menu that we had developed for this occasion. So, you know, restaurant was just marveled at how beautiful this was. So, you know, you gotta just try things, and some things are going to be very successful. Others are, you know, one of those learning experiences. Like, is your mask here a learning experience?
This
Jeff?
was a great learning experience. So Color Light Film, you know, and I believe the winter last month was for a lampshade. We've had a lot of lampshades roll through with this material. That seems to be, you know, a hit. But mask, Halloween mask. Your kids want a mask that's not out there? Make them one.
That's it. I mean, it's ridiculously easy. You know, just need a little pair of scissors and go after it.
I believe that's it. We do have our July monthly contest, Best Christmas Ornament. Speaking of ornaments, get those entries in. You've only got a couple weeks to go to win with that, and I believe that's $100, if I'm not mistaken. So get those entries in. Get the entries into us. Get those entry photographs posted to your social. Share it on Instagram. Share it on Facebook. Offer them up for sale. Buy it now. $20, whatever. But get all these things going, and let's, you know, roll through July and keep working towards Christmas for the big payoff.
And keep your ideas coming. We ultimately very appreciate the amazing nature of you folks out there. Your creativity is just mind-boggling, and your support of our company and our community. We absolutely appreciate it. Let us know how we can always grow and keep doing better. Be safe, and we'll see you back hopefully next Friday. I'll be out of town, so we'll have to figure out what to do. But thanks again.